Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Husna and all my friends. My name is Aimee Rosli. So in this video, I will discuss about risk management procedure. So there are 5 steps should be followed by employer in order to overcome risk in their workplace. So the first step is identify hazard. Employers have a duty to assess the health and safety risks faced by their workers. As an employer, they must systematically check for possible physical, mental, chemical, and biological hazard. So for physical hazard, it is environmental factors that can harm an employee without necessarily touching them. It includes height, noise, radiation, and pressure. Example for physical hazard are slips and strips, noise hazard, dust hazard, machinery hazard, computer and equipment hazard, and many more. Second is mental hazard. Mental hazard, also known as psychological hazard. It can give negative impact on workers' health and safety, include work-related stress, work-related bullying, and work-related violences. Chemical hazard is a risk involved with using a chemical. In workplace, chemical hazard can be divided by 2, which are health hazard and physiochemical hazard. Health hazard are situations where workers and other personnel are exposed to hazardous chemical through inhalation, absorption to the skin, ingestion, and swallowing. Examples for chemical hazard include mercury, caustic substance, asbestos, acids, and many more. For biological hazard is a substance produced by an organism that may pose a threat to human health. Anything that can cause harm to people, animals, or plants. It can be considered as biological hazard. Biological hazard include viruses, bacteria, insect, animal that can cause adverse health such as tuberculosis and hepatitis. Second step is decide who may be harmed and why. Identify who is at risk. Start with the organization's own full and part-time employees. Employers must also assess risk faced by agency and contract staff, visitors, clients, and other members on the public of the premises. Employers must review work routine in all different locations and situations where their staff are employed. For example, in a supermarket, hazards are found in repetitive tasks at the checkout, in lifting loads, and in slips and strips from spillage and obstacles in the shop and storerooms. Staff face the risk of violence from customers and intruders, especially in the evenings. The third step is assess risk and take action. Employers must consider how likely is it that each hazard could cause harm. This will determine whether or not the employer should reduce the level of risk. Even after all precautions have been taken, some risk usually remains. Employer must decide for each remaining hazard whether the risk remains high, medium, or low. Step number 4, make a record of the findings. Employers with 5 or more staff are required to record in writing the main findings of the risk assessment. This record should include details of any hazard notes in the risk assessment and action taken to reduce or eliminate risk. This record provides proof that the assessment was carried out, and it is used as basis a later review of working practices. The risk assessment is a working document. You should be able to read it. It should not be locked away in cupboard. Lastly is review the risk assessment. A risk assessment must be kept under review in order to ensure that agreed safe working practices continue to be applied. For instance, management safety instructions are respected by supervisor and line managers and take account of any working practices, new machinery, or more demanding work targets. That's all. Thank you.